Hello, my name is Kevin Tin, and I will be showing you how I completed Week 13's coding assignment. Firstly, I created the ERD tables. As shown here, I have four tables. I have the pet store table with the primary key pet store ID, the employee table with the primary key employee ID with the foreign key pet store ID. I also have the customer table with customer ID primary key, and then also a foreign key link table named pet store customer with pet store ID and customer ID as both foreign keys. And then moving on to Eclipse, I created the classes in my pet store entity package. I have the customer.java, which includes all of the fields, the customer ID's ID generated value, and then I have the many-to-many relationship between pet store and customer. And then I have the employee class, which has the employee ID as ID and generated value with the many-to-one relationship and joining the columns of with pet store ID with the pet store table. And lastly, in pet store, I created a class named pet store with the pet store ID with at ID and generated value. And with the set customer, I have the many-to-many relationship with the join table. We added the toString and the equals and hash code excluding. Similar to the employee, we did the same, except instead of the many-to-many, we did a one-to-many, and we did not create a join table for that specifically. And then lastly, I have the pet store application. Oh, and before that, my application YAML. I just put down what was given to me. All I changed was the update. I had an error, but I just changed the DDL auto to update just to avoid the error. And then lastly, my Spring Boot application main class. I just added in the Spring Boot application with the running of the pet store application class. And in dbeaver, I can just go ahead and show you. If I just refresh this a couple times, we can see that we don't have any tables. But I'll go ahead and run the Spring Boot application. You can see here it's running. And then as shown what it was needed, we have the Hibernate from the console, created the tables with all of the columns with their constraints, altering the table for foreign keys and referencing. And then lastly, in dbeaver, if I go ahead and refresh pet store once again, we can see we have newly created table, customer with all of its columns and fields, employee, the same, pet store, the same, and then our linking table, pet store ID, customer ID. And that was how I used my Maven project to create the Spring Boot application. That's it for me. Signing out. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.